Hey, y'all. Hey. Mm, What is all of this down here? Oh, I see. I am making some royal icing, and I thought maybe somebody might want to pop in and hang out while I do that. Making royal icing for Christmas cookies. Today is my kids' last day of school before Christmas break, and they said over Christmas break that they want to make Christmas cookies. So I'm making the icing today. We aren't making the cookies today, but yeah, I think I need to set you up on something. I need to set you on something. Let's try this peanut butter jar on my computer. See how this goes. That's better. Better. All the things are falling down. All right, we're going to start with making some red royal icing. And I have this super red by Americolor. And as usual, there is some icing dried up around the top. So I'm just going to take that off before I try to squeeze out of it. I don't want those clumps getting in my icing. I think I want to make a dark red color. We'll just see how this goes. I love to use these little spatulas for mixing my icing up. Now, if you've made red royal icing, you know it can be tricky to get it red and not orange or pink. And I don't know. I don't really have a magic secret to doing it. I just squirt some in and see how it looks. I will say that before you add more, like this in real life looks like a dark salmon color, not so much red. Before you add more coloring, I would let this sit for a little bit because it will absorb a little bit more of that pigment of the gel color. And hi, welcome in. Leave a comment down below and let me know who's watching. I'm so excited. I think I'm going to add just a little bit more. And I was thinking I wanted to do like a burgundy red, but I don't know if I want to do that or not. I really don't like using a lot of food coloring. Just because I think it's unnecessary. And if it's not dark enough, you can always go back after your royal icing dries and brush over it with a little bit of gel food coloring to make it darker. Now, that didn't really change the color much. Do I want to leave it or put a little black? I feel like if I put black in it now, it's going to be more brown than anything. If you want to take orange out of something, you add purple. You know what? I'm going to take my own advice and I'm just going to let this sit. This is what it looks like right now. It is some big royal icing. And I have a couple of videos about making royal icing. If you want to watch those, you can check those out later. And I'm just going to use this wet paper towel and put it over my bowl just like that so it doesn't dry out. Okay, moving on. Now we're going to make green. And what do I have for green? Let's see. There's moss green. There's Kelly green. Probably use that. Oh, there's juniper green. Decisions. I might use the Kelly green. What do you think? Watching from Nashville, Tennessee. What? Are you really? Do you follow me? Who are you? Golly, I can hardly even see this writing down here because I'm so old, I guess. How do we? Yeah, no wonder people can't see comments and stuff on here. Daggum. They only make this for people born in the 2000s. Okay. I'm from the 1980s, so. However, when I went to the eye doctor the other day, my eyes got better. However that happened, they've never gotten better in the past, so they always get worse every time. So, don't know. All right, I'm going to use the Kelly green, I think. You know what? I have wanted to go to Nashville. What do you do in Nashville? Do you sing? I feel like that's probably a stereotypical thing for somebody to ask. I'm just going to use this butter knife here and get out a little green gel color. Put it in here. I kind of wipe it through there to try to get it all in the bowl. All right. Now what? Where am I going to set that? I didn't think about that, did I? All right. Now let's mix this up. Okay. All right. Hey. Yes, you do. Sing? You do sing? Carolina? Guessing Carolina is your name. And yes, you do sing. Cool. You've lived there all your life, really? Well, I always thought it would be cool to go to Nashville. What all is there to do in Nashville? Like, if you went with your family, is it a place like you would take your family on a trip? I live in Kansas, so I mean, wherever we go on a trip, it's at the same distance anywhere you go. Man, that ain't very dark, is it? Okay, let me get some toothpicks. Let's do that. Are you still here? I think you're still here. Well, that is really cool. I'm so glad you told me that. Is your music anywhere? Feel free to leave a link below, or if you have it on your YouTube page, let us know. I definitely want to check it out. I am just so tickled about it that you stopped in my live and you're telling me all about it. And I am not used to going live. I've only gone live a couple times, and it's been a long time. And the last time I went live, I'm pretty sure I did it wrong, and nobody could even come into it. So I don't even know. All right. Only sing at home or church. Lots to do here, but very crowded due to so many people moving here. Really. Well, yeah. Huh. Why are so many people moving there, do you think? You guys just have like more jobs available for people, or I mean, there's a lot of companies based out of Nashville. I know that. All right, here's my green color. And not really as dark as I was wanting. Not at all. So I think I will add some of this juniper green. Juniper. Whatever. So, Carolina. I like your name. That's cute. That and the spelling is cute too. So, you already have a name of a star singer. You have that going for you. All I can think of now is that song that heads Carolina, tails California. I don't even know. All right. This is darker for sure. A little bit more muted. I think I kind of like it. I think I was wanting something darker, but I'm going to let it set because that's what you do. Because the pigment will come out even more and soak into the icing. And if you add too much now, you're going to end up with a mess. And ask me how I know, because I've done it. That's how I know. All right. Let's see that red. It don't look any different. Look at it. That's as bright as somebody's swim trunks or something. That's what it reminds me of, that salmon color. They said it was cheaper than up north and west. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's crazy. So I wonder if people are getting jobs there. Are they moving there and working remotely? I work in healthcare. That's my regular full-time job. I work in radiology. And I have been looking at jobs because I would like to find something remote. But that's the bad thing about going to a school and getting a certificate, is that you're kind of stuck in that specific industry. So it's been a little difficult, like looking and trying to find something that fits me and that doesn't require a whole bunch of travel, because there are some travel jobs that I could do remotely. But if you're traveling that much, I mean, is it really remotely? Not really. I gotta get it. Have a drink over here. Or maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. Oh, got a drink right here. All right. We've got red. We've got green. Should we do another color? It's been nice chatting. I gotta get back to work. LOL, I hope your red icing turns darker. Fingers crossed. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And, well, it'll be what it'll be, right? What is going on here? Who else is in here? I know someone else is in here, so say hello. My name's Ashley. I live in Kansas in the middle of the United States. We really do exist, and we are about equal distances from every edge of the United States. I used to decorate cookies and sell them. I had a home bakery that was, a full-fledged business and everything. I did that on top of working. Ran them out. I did that on top of also working in healthcare, and my kids are still young enough that they don't want me all up in their business, but they want to know I'm available. So the cookie decorating, it just has to be on pause right now. Oh yeah, I was gonna do a brown color. Do brown. Well, that's before these turned out so dark. Now what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Gosh, the smell of this royal icing. I haven't made royal icing for a little bit, and the smell of it, it just brings back memories of mixing up icing for customers' orders and such. Kind of makes me feel a little nervous. I never had a customer complain about their order that they didn't like it, but I was always nervous that somebody wouldn't like it. And I tried to go the extra mile with every order. So, that took even longer when you're trying to really do something, You make sure people are happy. I gotta get this green off of my hands or else I'm gonna have green on everything. All right. Now what? I don't know what to do with that green color. This red. What do I have over here? I have a burgundy. We could add some of this burgundy in. We'll see. We could put some purple in. I wonder what that would do. I put purple in it. I think I'll put a little burgundy in it. Let's do that. And see what happens. I don't want it to be quite so bright. This burgundy is at the bottom of the barrel, guys. I'm going to have to get some more. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm only mixing up a few colors here, but mixing up icing takes a long time. It really does. Even when I would have orders that I had to mix several colors of icing for, I would drop the icing in the bowl and drop the coloring in, and I would have my husband help me stir them up. And, as he was stirring, I'd be like, oh, that one needs some more green. It needs some more blue or whatever. And I would add color in as he was going. But it takes a long time to mix up colors. You know what? I'm liking this a lot better. Not quite so bright. So, yeah, I like that. And I always add my food coloring before I add any water to thin this down to a different consistency. All right, so we got the green, we got the red. Now, what do we need? We need some black. But I don't need very much of it. I saw something. It was some kind of a Christmas pattern, and I was like, ooh. And it gave me an idea for something else to do. And now I don't remember what it was. And I'm thinking, did I take a screenshot of that? Ooh, you know what? If we do snowflakes, I'm going to want blue. Right? Maybe we'll do this color blue. I like this color blue. This is the Delphinum blue. It's by, what's it called? Wilton or something? Yeah, Wilton. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Cannot get this right. All right, let's do that. Let's do that. I'm gonna need our spatula. All right, here we go. Here we go. On 4. What is wrong with me? Ooh. All right, let's do that. Let's see how it turns out. I am kind of obsessed with like color theory and mixing colors, color palettes, all of the things like that. I think it's really interesting, like how people get certain colors to go together. You know, sometimes you see people's stuff like cookies or even like clothing, quilts, outfits, whatever. And it's like, man, I would have never paired that together, but it does look really good. And it's like, how do people have an eye for that? And if you look into color theory, I mean, even if you don't get too serious about it, you'll learn so much about why colors go together. I feel like I really want to kind of do a purple color. I don't know what my deal is, but I've been loving purple. All right, let's do it. Who's going to stop me? Nobody on here. Oh, somebody's on here now. Where'd you go? Come back. I was needing somebody to stop me from making purple Christmas cookies. What in the world? How do we make a darker purple? We probably have to mix a little red in it. Yeah. All right. Let's put a little purple, and then we'll probably add a little bit of red, or maybe we'll add a little burgundy. That would work. Oh, you know what? Actually, I have a dark purple down here, and another thing I forgot. That's what I have. What in the world? What in the world? Well, I thought I did. What the heck? Oh. I don't know. Maybe I put it in this. Oh, I did. This right here. There's a regal purple. Let's do that. That sounds like a fun one, huh? I used this once for a graduation. For graduation cookies. That's what I used it for. And that lady loved her cookies. They were for her son, and she was like, oh, he doesn't really care what they are. You know, he's a boy. Just do whatever. He doesn't care. But it's like, no, he's going to care. If I'm making cookies, he's going to care. So I'm like, what does he like? What's he going to do after school? What are his hobbies? What, you know, all the things. And it's like, I like making each graduation set unique to the person. I do. I think it's like, you know, I don't know. You're kind of an adult and you're not sharing the celebration with anybody, like when you get married or have a baby or I don't know. And it's like they can just be all about you. It doesn't have to follow a theme and stuff. So, yeah. See what happens here. Added some burgundy in with that regal purple. I like it. I like it a lot. Kind of muted out the brightness of it a little bit. Whoa. Hello. This reminds me of grape bubblegum. The exact color, actually. Okay, that looks good. All right, so now we need to mix up a little bit of black and some white, of course. Of course. What are we going to have to eat for lunch? It's 11:30. It's 11:30. That means I'm going to need to go take a nap pretty soon because I'll be working tonight. All right, let's cover that up. And let me get out. Oh, I tell you what, the wind here is crazy today. I thought my back door just opened, but it was the wind. Crazy. Crazy. Crazy for feeling so lonely. When I was a kid, I wanted to yodel because my aunt yodeled, and I thought it was cool. You don't need a whole lot of black. That's probably good. That's probably good. And probably the rest of that can just be white. All right. Tasty. Let me wash my hands now. All right, black. Here we are. Here we are. All right. Black is kind of the same as red, where it's easy to get too much in there. And then once you do, and you got kind of a mess. There's no turning back. So we just put some in it. And actually, if it's just like really dark gray, I'm fine with that. I'll go with it. Maybe if it was like Halloween cookies, I would want it all the way pitch black. But as long as we can get a pretty dark color, that's good. Good with me. That I think that's going to be too light. Too light. Add a little bit more black. Probably too much, but we'll see how it turns out. So today's my kids' last day of school before Christmas break. They want to make Christmas cookies over break. So I thought I would make up the royal icing today and color it all. And then we can decorate cookies. Yeah. See, that's not black, but it's pretty dang dark. Ah! Oh my gosh, should I get it on me? No? Okay, cool. I about had a cow. So this is my son's first year in middle school, and he's had art this first semester. Next semester, it'll change to a different class, but he has loved his art class. Loved it. Loved it. One of the reasons he's loved it is because, well, for one, his teacher does a lot of stuff with them. So that's really cool. And she keeps the kids excited about it. Another reason he has really loved it is because 2 of his best friends are in that class. And I asked him about making friends with other people in the class, and he goes, no, it's just me and my 2 best friends. I'm like, okay, you 3, they put you only had 3 students in the class. 3 students in the whole class? Yeah. I'm like, no wonder you like it. Of course you do. So he has been talking about for probably 3 weeks now that he is dreading art ending. He doesn't want art to end. And he told me probably about 3 weeks ago when he was saying he didn't want art to end. I said, well, do you want to do something special for the class on the last day of school before Christmas break? And he's like, yeah. And I said, do you want to take treats or something? I can make you guys cookies, or we can get something at the store, whatever you want to do. He goes, no, it has to be epic. I'm like, okay, epic. What does that mean? I mean, and I'm like, well, do you have any ideas on what to do? No. Okay. So I have been trying to figure it out what to do. And so I was in the city the other day because we live, not only do we live in Kansas, we live in rural Kansas and in the middle of nowhere. And I went to Five Below to find like some stocking stuffers and stuff for the kids. And I thought, okay, while I'm here, because you can usually find some unique type of things in there. I thought, while I'm here, I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for anything that might be epic, you know? And I had asked his teacher her ideas, and she was like, I'd be happy with a box of cookies. I don't know about anything epic. Like, yeah. And she said that they were going to be watching a movie the last day. So I was looking around Five Below, and then I saw like a big bag of movie theater popcorn, and I was like, oh, well, that'd be good for a snack to take if they're going to be watching a movie the last day. And so I picked it up, and then I found a different kind of popcorn that had like the M&Ms and stuff in it. And I was like, oh, I like that too. I could send both of them. And then they had these, like those icy drinks, you know, except for they had the icy drinks. They had some kind of popping candy. So then I'm like, okay, we got a theme going here. Pop. And so like popcorn, there's two different types of popcorn and then the popping candy. So I got a Christmas gift bag to put all this in, and I wrote on the side of it with a red marker, and I put the teacher's name, and I put her pop-in art class. I thought it was so cute. And I told my son about it, like when I picked up the stuff and told him what I was going to do, and he kind of laughed, and I said, "Is that okay?" And he was like, "Yeah." So I thought, "Phew, okay. Well, if he thinks it's okay, I'm going with it." And so this morning, I'm like, "Okay, today's your last day before break. Don't forget to take your treats to school." So he carries them out to the car, whatever, and I was going to hand it to him in the back seat. And he got out of the car to go to school. I was like, "Hey, here's your treat." And he's like, hang on. He was getting out of the car to go into school, and he was like, "Mom, can you just do one of those things where you just bring the treats by later and leave them in the office?" I'm like, "This was your idea, dude. What the heck?" Sure. It really wasn't a big deal. I don't know. It's just kind of funny, as kids get older and how things change, as they do. And he's really always been one to be very free and like doing his own thing and not even aware of anybody else not doing what he's doing, or not even aware that he should be aware of what other people are doing. Like, he's always been one that's like, he's very free. Holy cow. That wind is crazy. All right. What do we got here? Is this going to go flat when I flood cookies? Probably. Okay, that's probably good. That's a probably good. I think I will make a couple of bags. And I think the cup that I'm going to want is behind all the stuff I have set up here on the counter. Actually, maybe I'll use this. The cup I like to put my bags in used to be Joseph's sippy cup. I think it was Mickey Mouse. No, it was Lightning McQueen. And because it has a smaller, it's smaller around, it is easier to get my bag in and to let it hang over a little bit. So I like using that one to bag icing. I think I'm going to kind of split these icings up a little bit. That way we can just use like some at a time. I know my mom was wanting to make her decorate Christmas cookies, so then if we go to her house at some point, then I can have some fresh icing to take. All right. One down. Let's see what that was. mercy. All right. Do you guys, does anybody go live on, another platform that starts with a T? I don't know if I'm supposed to say it on here or not, but I tell you what, that platform and going live and all that, they are so freaking finicky about everything that it's like, do you want people to use your platform or not? Because it doesn't seem like they do. It's like, I go over there and watch Bomb Party all the time. And this is work texting me. It's like, don't you know I'm working? Oh my gosh. Okay. Moving on. Moving on. All right. Let's see. This black. There's not very much of it. I may just, if I want to put it in one or not. A little bit of water. Just a little bit of water. Doesn't take much. When I used to make cookies, like I said, would have my husband come in here and mix colors up with me because it would take so long. And one time it didn't have enough water in it, and so I added like a drop, and he was like, wow, I can't believe how much of a difference one drop of water made in that. I was like, yep, that's why I only added a drop. It doesn't take much to change the consistency, that's for sure. All right. That's good. I just did one thing of it, but that's all right. Like my back is starting to hurt. I need to get a chair, sit for a minute. Purple. Purpley. I recommend, like, when you start thinning your icing, to just start with like a teaspoon or even a half a teaspoon at a time. And I would rather my icing be just slightly on the thicker side than the thinner side, because as you hold the piping bag, it will warm up some to your body temperature. and it will then become a little bit runnier. If I can do this and shake it and it goes flat, then I say it's good. Not quite on this one yet. So much of it depends like on your weather too. Like today it is wet outside and rainy. It's not really raining. It's just like dreary and like moisture in the air. And maybe there was like a little bit of misting, but I don't know. It's just kind of yucky. It's pretty good. Okay. So after that, y'all, for real, let me get a chair. We got stuff from Amazon to open. I don't even know what all that is. Ugh. Here I come. Bringing my barber stool. Woo! Ow, golly, that hurt. I had to rest my back for a minute. This summer, at the beginning of summer, my husband, let me start out. My husband this past year has had 2 different spine surgeries because he has some places in his spine that is just how he was born. He didn't have an injury or anything, but he had started having some complications, and then this other thing was discovered, and so they did a surgery, actually 2 surgeries on him. So it was like the beginning of summer. He had his 2nd surgery already, and of course he wasn't really getting around that much. And we're like home buddies. We don't get out. And one day we were at home. It was all of us, me and the kids and my husband. And I'm like, okay, I am tired of being in this house. We got to get out and do something. So I was like, let's just go for a ride. Let's go over to, there's a lake kind of nearby. Let's go ride around there. I haven't been over there for a while. So we drove over there. Actually, I think my husband drove there. And then we both had to go to the bathroom at some point. So we had to stop at a bathroom there. And then when we got back in the car, I was like, I'll drive now, just being nice, because typically I'm the passenger princess, I say, because, well, I don't know any directions, and I'm sure it annoys the heck out of my husband. So it's just better if he just drives. He knows where we're going. But I'm like, I'm already sure I can drive around a lake, right? So we're driving around this lake, and I'm trying to look at the water and all. And I don't know. I'm driving maybe like 20, and all of a sudden, bam! And the car went down so hard. Everybody in the car screamed, and we had hit this huge pothole, and it had been raining, so the road was kind of washed out. And I could just feel like, you know how like you imagine like shocks on a vehicle, like absorbing a shock? I could just feel like a shock type feeling all the way down my spine. Like when we hit that, it was just like, felt it so bad. And I was thinking, oh my God, my husband just had back surgery. And so I was immediately was like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And I was like, "Are you sure you're okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm fine, really. I'm really fine." And I was like, "Okay." And I asked him again on the way home, like, "Are you okay?" "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine." And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm going to feel so bad if I wasn't watching where I was going and hit this huge pothole and messed up his back surgery." So we got home and get out of the car, and I was like, "Shit, daggone, my back." I could tell something wasn't right. And as we were coming in the house, I was unlocking the door, and I looked at my husband and said, "I did something to my back. I don't know what it was." I said, "When we hit that pothole, something happened." And he was like, "Probably, if you feel like that." And I was like, "Yeah." And so I just kind of babied my back for a couple of weeks, and we were taking the kids to Great Wolf Lodge. We went up there, and let's see, I guess we went swimming, and I was in the lazy river thing, and I was like walking around with my tube. And of course it's crowded, and that's just how it is there. And so it's nobody's fault or anything, and of course the water's pushing you through, but somebody was behind me and kind of like bumped into my back as I was walking, not even hard at all. So when they did that, I was like, that did not feel good. So then fast forward to the next day, when I was like, I think I'll try to go down. Sorry. I think I'll try to go down to the pool again. It'll be good for my back to get in the water and whatnot. So I was getting ready, and I thought I was going to French braid my hair and make it all cute and everything. For whatever reason, I was getting in the pool, so I don't know why it mattered. But this is what I was doing. And so anyways, I had washed my hair, and then I had my hair flipped over, and I was putting like mousse and gel in it and stuff because I had naturally curly hair, and I was just going to put all that in it and then braid it. And when I was bent over doing that in my hair, my back, it was like almost like a snap, and I just went down to my knees immediately. And I thought, oh my God, what is happening? I was kind of freaked out. So I come out of the bathroom, and I'm like, I don't know what happened. My back, it just like popped when I was bent over, and it took me to my knees. And I'm like, I don't know. Like right now, I'm just like not hardly moving because I don't know what to do. And so I sat up for a while, then I laid down for a while, and my back started hurting so bad I could not get comfortable. I didn't even hardly leave the room again while we were there, which really sucks because that place is expensive. But it's okay. I'm glad the kids got to enjoy it. And so my husband was like, if you're not feeling better by the time we get back home, you need to make a doctor's appointment, and you probably need an MRI. Yep, I know. So I went ahead and got on and made a doctor's appointment online. Online scheduling is the best thing ever. And I made an appointment online, and then I went to the appointment the next day when we got back in town. Had an MRI done, and it showed I had 3 compression fractures. That was not good. That was not good. I don't know about this red color still. The green is pretty dark. I'm good with it, but I don't know about the red. I think I need to add burgundy in it again. I don't want to move. Hold on. I gotta make sure the screen door didn't come open. Jiggling. Nope, it didn't. It's just loud. It's just that loud wind. Where did my toothpicks go? Oh, shoot, I have them over here. Goodness gracious. All right, let's get back to it here. So then I found out I had 3 compression fractures, and to tell you the truth, they weren't my first ones I've ever had because I have problems with my bones. That's a whole nother story. If you want to know, I'll tell you, but it's kind of a long story. And so I'm just darkening up this red icing right now. And so I pretty much spent the whole rest of the summer recovering. And at that point, I was really glad I was not doing cookie orders anymore and had not taken any cookie orders. I wouldn't have been able to do it. No way. So even now, like standing here for too long, my back will start hurting. And honestly, I mean, even before I injured it this past spring, it would hurt after a while anyways, but it's like I used to probably be able to power through it a little bit, but now definitely I gotta sit down or do something. Change my position. All right. Now that's what we have. Am I satisfied with that? I think so. I think it kind of goes with the other colors pretty good. That's kind of something I have to consider, huh? All right, let's see how that is. I'm adding like a half a tablespoon of water at a time. But if you are new to Royal Icing and mixing up different consistencies, I would definitely start with a half teaspoon or a whole teaspoon and just add like drops. I mean, I know some people use like a water spray bottle and spray their icing. Like that's how little water you need to change the consistency. It does not take much. I probably got too much water in that. Maybe not. Seemed a little runny. Okay, maybe that's pretty good. Just trying to decide if I want that red darker or not. What the heck is going on here? It's like, and also somebody texted me from work saying that their plans, what they had going on this week changed, and she could work tonight and tomorrow night if I wanted her to. And it's like, don't offer me that because I may just let you, and I don't need to be off. So it's like, should I take off? Should I not? Should I take off? Should I not? Whatever. I don't want to use up my vacation time, so that's another thing. When I was off this summer, I used up quite a bit of my vacation time. And I actually probably could use her working something else at work because yes, there's some other things going on too. I don't know. It's like, I swear, when you work in healthcare, you're generally going to be working with a bunch of women. And when you work with a bunch of women, a lot of times, you know how it is. I'm not even going to say it. And that is one of the reasons I went to night shift. Is because I didn't want to deal with drama. I am like, my husband and I are like no drama type of people, for real. Like, we don't have drama between us. We don't deal with drama. We don't get in the middle of drama. Like, no, please. No, thank you. So, I mean, when all that stuff would be going on at work, like, I would just come home with a headache. Like, ugh, cannot even take it. So, made the decision to go to nights. And, you know, working nights in healthcare, I think it's pretty much this way everywhere. But, like, you get a nighttime differential, so you get paid more when you work at night. You have less people looking over your shoulder. Ooh, I left this uncovered. I hope it's not crunchy. Yep, less people looking over your shoulder all the time. You don't have to deal with like all the daytime politics and whatnot. Where I work, it's a small hospital, so we're generally not as busy. Now, sometimes it is busy, and then that kind of bites you in the butt because then you're the only one there. And it's only you. Falls on you. How that is looking. I think that's pretty good. I feel like that wind blew something over and it's blowing around outside. I keep hearing something. Glad I didn't put my little Christmas trees out front like I thought about doing yesterday. Because it would have been blown off by now to who knows where. Kids are going to see all this icing and they're going to be like, did you decorate cookies? And they're going to want cookies. And it's like, no, you're decorating cookies. Yeah, buddy. Oh, this sweater is kind of big. Oh, I think I'm going to bag this up. I was going to open up those Amazon packages, but I may pause. I need to eat something. I may pause or end this live and then come back on a little bit and open those packages. You guys like to go out Christmas shopping, or you do Christmas shopping online, or you don't do Christmas shopping at all? A few years ago, I did all my Christmas shopping online because we were all sick. It's been more than a few years ago. Who am I kidding? It's like been like 7 years ago, probably. And I did all my Christmas shopping online, and I was like, this is amazing. Why haven't I ever done this? I'm never going shopping again. I don't like going to the store shopping because I feel like you can find exactly what you want when you're online looking at stuff. Like if I'm looking for something in particular, I'm just going to look online because I can search exactly what I want. I can look at however many different stores, within a matter of minutes. And yeah. And for us, we live so far away from the city. We're like about 90 miles from the Kansas City area. That's where we would go to go shopping. I think I spend more too if I go out shopping. That looks Grinchy. Doesn't taste Grinchy though. Tongue green. Yeah, my tongue green. All right. Yeah, we got that. All righty. Now we've got green. We've got red. We've got blue. We've got purple. We've got black. And we have white. I don't feel like I can get that in there. And that's what we're doing Christmas cookies with. Da-da-da! All right. I am getting off and I'll be back on probably after a little bit to open up those packages. And I will see you all then. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. End stream. Yes.